He is known for being a Greek philosopher and the successor to Aristotle in the Peripatetic school. He is recognized for his important contributions to the field of botany and is often considered the father of botany. His name is Theophrastus. In the ancient city of Athens, a young philosopher named Theophrastus emerged as a brilliant student under the guidance of the renowned Aristotle. Born with the given name of Tauro Tau Alpha Mu Omicron, he possessed a natural curiosity and an exceptional talent for expression, which earned him the nickname Theta Epsilon Phi Alpha Sigma Tau Omicron, meaning divine style of expression. As Theophrastus delved deeper into his studies, he found himself captivated by a wide range of subjects, including biology, physics, ethics, and metaphysics. However, it was his profound interest in botany that would forever etch his name in history. His meticulous research and groundbreaking observations on plants led him to be hailed as the father of botany, a title that would endure through the ages. Theophrastus' botanical works, Inquiry into Plants and On the Causes of Plants, became invaluable resources and significant influences on the scientific community during the Renaissance. His keen eye for detail and his ability to weave together the intricate relationships between plants and their environment laid the foundation for future generations of botanists. But Theophrastus was not just a scholar. He possessed a deep understanding of ethics and believed that true happiness relied not only on personal virtue but also on external influences. His philosophical teachings resonated with many, and his insights into the nature of space, time, and motion sparked profound contemplation among his peers. After 36 years of leading the Peripatetic school, Theophrastus left behind a legacy that would continue to inspire scholars and philosophers for centuries to come. The Athenians, recognizing his immense contributions, bestowed upon him a grand public funeral, a testament to the impact he had made on their intellectual and cultural heritage. Theophrastus, a renowned philosopher of ancient times, delved deep into the realms of logic and rhetoric. His book on the elements of speech showcased his expertise in distinguishing the different parts of speech, direct expressions from metaphorical ones, and even explored the emotions conveyed through speech. But it was his exploration of judgment, negation, and necessity that truly set him apart. In his extensive writings, Theophrastus focused on the unity of judgment and the various types of negation. He delved into the distinctions between unconditional and conditional necessity, shedding light on the intricacies of logical reasoning. His insights into syllogisms were particularly noteworthy, as he provided proof for the conversion of universal affirmative judgments, often differing from his contemporary, Aristotle. Theophrastus also ventured into the realm of argumentation, discussing the reduction of arguments to the syllogistic form and the resolution of such arguments. He even tackled hypothetical conclusions, showcasing his comprehensive understanding of logical reasoning. His treatises on the doctrine of proof were highly regarded, with Galen praising them as the best works in that field, alongside Aristotle's. But Theophrastus didn't stop at logic alone. His explorations extended to a broader theory of science, where he sought to expand the foundations of knowledge. He delved into topics such as the principles of opposites and their opposition, highlighting the complexity of these concepts and their inability to be deduced from a single higher genus. In addition to his logical pursuits, Theophrastus also tackled ambiguous words and ideas, a subject closely tied to Aristotle's metaphysics. His insights and writings on the matter undoubtedly contributed to the understanding of language and meaning. Theophrastus's contributions to logic and rhetoric continue to be revered and studied today. His explorations into judgment, negation, and necessity provide us with a solid framework for logical reasoning and critical thinking. By understanding the intricacies of these concepts, we can navigate the complexities of daily life with a sharper intellect and a more discerning perspective. Theophrastus, a renowned philosopher of ancient times, delved into the realms of physics and metaphysics, offering unique insights and challenging the prevailing beliefs of his era. He began his exploration by asserting that all natural existence, being corporeal and composite, requires principles, with motion as the fundamental basis of all change. In contrast to Aristotle, Theophrastus denied the substance of space, considering it to be merely the arrangement and position of bodies. Another departure from Aristotle's teachings was Theophrastus' view on time. He regarded time as an accident of motion, not as the numerical determinant of motion, as Aristotle believed. Theophrastus questioned the classical doctrine of the four elements, particularly challenging the notion of fire as a primary element. He argued that since fire appears to be compound and requires another material for its own sustenance, it cannot be considered a fundamental element. In his doctrine of motion, Theophrastus extended it beyond the categories set by Aristotle, viewing it as an activity inherent in all aspects of nature. He agreed with Aristotle that motion was an activity that did not carry its own goal but opposed the notion that it required a special explanation. Theophrastus believed that motion was a fundamental characteristic of nature in general and the celestial system in particular. When confronted with phenomena that surpassed the limits of human experience, Theophrastus chose to explore the difficulties rather than provide definitive solutions. This tendency is especially evident in his Metaphysics, where he grappled with the doubts and uncertainties surrounding Aristotle's teleology. Theophrastus cautioned against embracing teleological ideas without careful consideration. While Theophrastus recognized the connection between activities of the soul and motion, he viewed the idea of a spirit entirely independent of organic activity with skepticism. He did not reject it outright but instead raised doubts and challenges regarding its existence. Other philosophers of the peripatetic school, such as Dicaeurchus, Aristoxenus, and Strato, further developed this naturalistic approach within Aristotelian doctrine. Theophrastus' philosophy provides us with a broader perspective on the nature of existence and the significance of motion. His emphasis on exploring difficulties rather than seeking immediate solutions encourages critical thinking and deep reflection. By challenging established beliefs and embracing skepticism, we can develop a more nuanced understanding of the world around us and navigate the complexities of daily life with greater wisdom and discernment. Theophrastus, a prominent philosopher of ancient Greece, believed in a happiness that went beyond mere virtue. He understood that true happiness could not solely rely on moral principles, but also required considering the advantages of friendship. He even acknowledged that in times of prosperity, certain influences might prove detrimental to moral requirements. However, his controversial statement in the work Callisthenes, that life is ruled by fortune, not wisdom, drew criticism in later years. Unlike his teacher Aristotle, Theophrastus had a different perspective on pleasure. This can be seen from the titles of his writings, one of which explored pleasure in a general sense, while the other specifically addressed pleasure as Aristotle had defined it. Although he, like Aristotle, preferred a contemplative life over an active one, Theophrastus had a unique view on freeing oneself from the constraints of family life, which Aristotle might not have approved of. One notable aspect of Theophrastus's philosophy was his opposition to eating meat. He believed that consuming animals was unjust as it robbed them of their lives. Theophrastus recognized that non-human animals possessed the ability to reason, sense, and feel, just like human beings. The teachings of Theophrastus continue to hold relevance in our daily lives. His recognition of the role of fortune and the complexities of human happiness remind us to consider the advantages of friendship and the potential influences that may impact our moral choices. Moreover, his ethical stance on the treatment of animals encourages us to reflect on our own actions and the impact they have on the world around us.
Do you want to explore more philosophers? Who do you want to see featured next? Subscribe and leave a comment below to let me know. I'll see you in the next video.